Hey, thanks for choosing this video. I'm Kristen, Doctor of Physical Therapy at Into the Light Healing and Bodywork. This TherEx Flow has been created for you to stretch your upper back and gain awareness of your body. We're going to be extra mindful about what our tissues are doing as we stretch so that we can perform the most beneficial exercise for our individual bodies. We are going to be staying low to the ground today, so let's get to it. We're going to begin by getting onto all fours. Take the knees really wide, maybe as wide as your mat, and then bring your seat back towards your heels. It's okay if they never touch your heels. And then we're going to walk the hands forward, stretching out the chest, the armpit chest, and releasing down towards the mat. Keeping the forehead in a neutral position. We have the option here, if you need a little bit more energy, to raise the skin of the forehead up by bringing your nose down towards your neck. Or if you're needing to calm down a little bit, going in the opposite direction, lifting the skin of the forehead, or pushing it down by lifting the nose up a little bit, tilting the head. And if neither of those things made sense, just forget it. Okay, as we're stretching here, let's bring our hands together, palms touching. Then we're going to interlace the last 3 fingers. Keep the fingers long here, and then we're going to lift the wrists, pointing the pointer finger down towards the ground. Notice how you feel in your shoulders and through the arms as you're lifting the wrists and pointing the finger down. Are you still able to reach those sit bones and the heels together? You're feeling length through your back. And then after a few breaths here, we're going to roll onto the back of the right hand. If this isn't enough of a stretch for you, you can first walk your hands to the right, repeat the finger pointer there, and then roll onto the back of the right hand. And what we're feeling for in this position is a lengthening of the tissues. So be super mindful here about what's going on all along the length of the arm and the upper back and the middle back and the low back. See if you can breathe through and just keep your mind nice and calm, noticing when you get that sense of a release, that sense of a lengthening through the tissues. Both sits bones are still reaching towards the heels. And when you get that sense of a release, sometimes it takes longer than others. We'll bring our hands and torsos back to center. And then we'll, if you walked to the right, go ahead and walk to the left, bring the hands together, and then roll onto the back of the left hand. Try to keep the neck in alignment with the rest of the spine here. Right sit bone is really reaching towards the right heel, creating length through the right side body. Generally, research shows that it takes 60 to 90 seconds to really feel a stretch and to achieve a lasting stretch of the fascia. nice thing about independent practice is that you can really feel for that release before you move on to your next exercise. You can really personalize your time, your movements, your stretches, so that they are just right for you. Alright, let's bring it back to center. And then we're going to plant the elbows here. Bend them. Hands can stay together in prayer. And we're bending the elbows here, the elbows that are on the floor. And they're going to come overhead, kind of like a shark fin. Notice the stretch here and how it changes, and what your back needs to do to adjust. Just notice and adjust accordingly so that you are comfortable. And then we're going to straighten those elbows back out. Plant the hands down. Tight abdominals as we lift up into all fours. Next we're going to drop the belly, stick the tailbone back, drop the belly, lift the chest, pull the shoulder blades down the back, and look forward. Then, as we exhale, we're going to tuck the tailbone under, lift the low back to the ceiling, curve the upper back, and let the head relax down. Inhaling, sticking the tailbone out behind you, dropping the belly towards the floor, chest comes forward, head up or to a neutral position depending on what's going on in your neck. Exhaling, curving the spine. Remembering, of course, if you have any contraindications, to make modifications that are right for your body. If something hurts, generally that means you should not do it. Invite as much range of motion through your back as feels good. And if you get off track with your breathing, don't worry about it. Just catch back up, maybe wait in a neutral position until your breathing syncs up again. And then there's an opportunity here to find a little movement outside the up and down, so maybe a little side to side or maybe a little funky rotation. Just play with the stretch a little bit and see how your back would like to move in order to get the stretch that your body really needs from whatever is going on in your life. It's different for everyone, obviously. Okay, taking the last couple of breaths here. Maintaining integrity through the shoulders. Alright, I like that one a lot, so I can tend to stay in it for too long. Sorry. Okay, the next one we're going to do here is a nice stretch for the muscles between the shoulder blades. So what I'll have you do first is pinpoint all of your weight, keep all of your weight between the right hand, the right knee, and the left knee. Left hand is going to reach up as you rotate the torso to the left, and then as you exhale, we're going to bring the left hand in between the right hand and the right knee, and we're going to drop the shoulder down. If you don't get all the way, that's absolutely okay. You can put a block here to raise the floor up towards you, or you can just hang out where you're at. We do want to be mindful here of what our sits bones are doing, so keeping those hips stacked over the knees is important. And of course, it's something that just takes practice and work. It doesn't need to be perfect. Just being mindful, it makes the difference. Tuck the chin towards the throat just a little bit. Stretch the fingertips towards the right side of the room. Allow a release through that left shoulder blade by disengaging some of the muscles in the back. Keep those hips aligned. And deep breath. All right, then we're going to press into the right hand, bringing the left all the way up towards the ceiling once again. And then as we exhale, we're going to plant that down underneath the left shoulder. Then the right hand is going to do off weight. We're going to push down through the left arm. Right arm is going to go up towards the ceiling. And then as we exhale, right hand goes in between left hand and left knee. We're dropping down so that that left arm can relax on the floor. And we're going to disengage some of the muscles in the back of the left shoulder. And we're going to work on being mindful about the hips and trying to find just the right spot for the hips. Keeping them stacked over top of the knees. Disengaging there. It's a process. Any exercise or stretch, it's a process to let go of the tensions that we hold. It sounds like life, doesn't it? It's a process. The more mindful we can be about what is going on in the present moment, the better we are able to process. Stretch those right fingertips towards the left side of the room. And then we're going to press into the left hand, reach the right fingertips out to the right and then up to the ceiling, and bring the hand back down. Next, we're going to cross the ankles behind us. Bring your seat back. Walk your hands towards your legs. We're going to stick our legs out and scooch forward a little bit, maybe a little bit more, halfway in your mat. Okay, bring the heels as close to your buttons as you can get them. If you've got some soft tissue in the way, don't worry about it. Just as close as you can get them comfortably. No big deal. We're going to place our hands underneath the feet. So curling from the wrist and the toes should be touching. Arms outside of the knees. And you might feel here as we're in this little ball, some tension through the shoulders. That's fine. Try to pull the shoulder blades down the back and see if that eases or makes that a little bit more comfortable. And lengthen the spine too. So we're still trying to keep a nice elongated spine here, which means you're going to have to engage your abdominals, scooping that belly button in and up. So we're going to push and pull here. So we're going to push down with the feet like we're stepping on the gas pedal, and then we're going to pull back with the shoulders and the spine. Should be a little bit of work here, and then a release. We're going to walk the heels out maybe a foot. Lengthen the spine here. Engage the abdominals. We're going to push the toes, the foot down towards the mat. Pull the hands back towards the body. Engage the abdominals. Work in here. And pulling down the back. Holding, and then release. Pull the low back. Curve the spine away from the body and stretch the middle and upper back. And then release. We're going to walk the feet out one more time, another 6 to 8 inches, or as far as you can comfortably get them. And then we're going to, once again, push the feet into the hands. The hands are pulling back, creating this counter stretch here. Engage abdominals, protecting your spine. Head relaxed if you can. And then release, and as you release, let everything stretch and melt. possibly towards the floor. Right now I really feel it through this area underneath the shoulder blade and armpit chest area. It's a nice stretch that I don't often get. Okay, and then we're going to slide up and then bring the knees back up. We're going to take hands underneath the thighs here and scoop the abdominals in and up, lifting the feet just off of the floor. We're going to roll backwards, kind of doing a little spinal massage, but we're going to do it by engaging the abdominals. So as we scoop the belly button in and up, it causes this motion through the whole body, because we're holding everything so still except for the belly. It causes this roll back. And feel free to play with this a little bit. You can just use momentum if you just need to use momentum. If that's what you got today, that's absolutely okay. It's just funny. This one, I love this one. It feels really good. It's like a massage all along the spine, those paraspinal muscles that don't often get the attention because they're so busy working. Gives them just a little bit of a spinal massage here. All right, let's do one more. Okay, great. All right, we're going to bring the legs to the side here. We're going to line up the right wrist, the right hip, and the right ankle, all in one line like we're on a tightrope. This is a nice stretch for the side body and upper back. So we're going to lengthen the torso, lengthen the spine, lifting the head up, and then letting the ear tilt over the right, letting the ear tip over the right shoulder. Hand can be in front for balance or on the thigh for a challenge. We have a little bit of a bend through the right elbow, or if this is way too strong, we can absolutely have the elbow underneath the shoulder, hand about a 45-degree angle, and then relaxing the head over the side of the shoulder. Elbow, if you're on a straight elbow, or straight mostly, the elbow crease should be pointing in the same direction as the fingertips over the corner of your mat. And try to stretch out, release those muscles of the right side body without collapsing through the left. Keep length going through the left side. Breathe into it. And then we're going to lower down onto our bellies here. Hands underneath the shoulders, chest down, toes together. Push the pubic bone down into the floor. Inhale here. And then as we exhale, we're going to engage the abdominals, pull the shoulder blades down the back, and lift the chest. This is not an arm exercise here, so we can take the hands away and it doesn't change the height of our shoulders. And then we bring it back down, rolling on to the other side. Hand in the middle, line up the hip and the knee, slight bend through the left elbow, keeping the arm right alongside of the rib cage. And then we lengthen the spine and let the ear fall over the left shoulder. Trying to keep straight hips. And letting a stretch happen through the left side body while elongating the right side body. Preventing those low ribs on the right from collapsing into each other. Once again, feeling for that release of tissue, that stretching, lengthening feeling. Excellent. All right, we're going to bend the hips and the knees and come into a seated position with one foot in towards the inner thigh. Let's just say the right one, because that's what I did. Okay, we're going to bring the left pinky side of the hand to the left shin, just below the knee. Torso turns to the right so that it's pointing in the same direction as the right knee. Then the right hand is going to lift up, and we're going to exhale and bend over that left leg, getting a nice release through the upper, middle, and lower back. Please tuck your chin towards your throat here and look towards your armpit. If this is straining on your shoulder, please tuck your thumb towards your armpit and then stretch it forward. Remembering to keep that chin tucked and head nice and long, reaching the back of the head away from the body. Doesn't matter if you can touch your toes or not. All that matters is you are getting the right stretch for what you need right now. And listen for that stretch. Sometimes you'll feel yourself really move. It'll feel like a lot of inches. And sometimes you won't. All right, inhale, we're going to come back up. Switch the legs. This time, the right pinky side of the hand is on the right shin. Torso turns to the left. Left arm goes up. And then as we exhale, we go over the right leg, tucking the chin, looking towards the armpit. If that's uncomfortable for your shoulder, remember to stick your thumb towards your armpit and then just stretch it forward. Long spine here. Even though we're bent sideways, we're still trying to create length through that spine. I think most of the time I have an asymmetry. One side is different than the other. That's just because of how we use our bodies in our lives every day, the sports we play, the activities we do, the way that we function. It just happens, which is why it's important to do exercises to balance out and stretch and strengthen both sides evenly. And after you get that nice release, inhale, reaching up. And then crossing the legs here. Or you can stack the heels in front of each other. Whatever is a nice seated position for you. We're going to pull the shoulder blades down the back, lengthening the spine. Crown of the head reaches up towards the ceiling. Left hand is going to go behind. Right hand is going to go on the left knee. Inhale here. Scoop the belly button in and up. And then as we exhale, we're going to start from the tailbone and twist to the left. We're not cranking here or using our arms. Really, we're just using the spinal muscles to create this twist. Listening for that release of the tissues. Feeling for it. And then returning to center. Left hand goes to right knee, right hand behind, shoulder blades go down the back, lengthen the spine, scoop the belly button in and up, and then we twist starting from the tailbone, and then finishing up with the crown of the head to the right. Noticing if there's any areas of tension that you're holding, and let them go. If they are no longer serving you, let them go. And bring yourself back to center. Take a moment here if you need to do any neck side stretches. shoulder blade pinches, rolls, anything like that. Here's a good time to do that. And when you're ready, meet me with your hands together at your heart center. The light and spirit in me honors and appreciates the light and spirit in you. Let peace be with you.